Casharee, of course, and this is my husband.
I'm Kale.
And we are starting a love series, as you can see by the title of this video, the Cash and Kale Love Series. Just sharing our love story, and this will be episode 1, the story of how we met. So let's rewind back to the year 2020. We're taking it back a few years, 2020. I was, of course, the pandemic had just hit, so the world had shut down. I was in the house with the rest of the world pretty much, so I decided to focus fully on my business. Cash Queen, I rebranded, became the face of my brand, and decided to join the dating app Hinge. What were you doing back in 2020, baby?
Woo! Let me think. Yeah, I was looking for a job. Didn't have one. I didn't have no job, but that didn't stop me from dating. That's for sure. So in 2020, I think I migrated from Minnesota to the DMV, and I was living with my sister at the time. And it was difficult adjusting to the move, but to get myself out of the funk, I decided to join the app called Hinge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, so we both were on the dating app Hinge. Like you said, he was in the DMV. I have always lived in Atlanta. So one night, well, you start first.
Okay, because I was about to say, don't steal my thunder.
You go
Okay,
first.
let me sip on this because it's going to be interesting. So I was on the dating app Hinge for quite some time, right? I was dating here and there in the DMV. I didn't find no hits, nothing to, say. I don't want to say anything bad about women in the DMV. We just didn't connect. So I switched up my location to Atlanta. And when I did that, I met Cash.
Mm-hmm.
And what attracted me to her was her beautiful, sexy ass smile. And that body, oof, damn. I was like, okay, I hope she swipe right. For real. And when I got that notification, I was like, oh, damn, okay, let's get it started.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
So because he switched his location to Atlanta, of course, I popped up in his feed. Mind you, my location on the app was just like a 20-25 mile radius because I never wanted to do the long distance thing. Like, so of course, I'm looking for people locally in my city. So when he popped up, like if you're not familiar with Hinge, you can like someone first, and then the person has the option to match with you back or to decline, right? So when he popped up on my feed, like as a person that was interested in me, I was like, oh snap, like this man is visually my exact type, like to the T, like what I go for: beard, tall, like super handsome, like the whole nine, like athletic build, everything. So I'm like, oh snap, he is fine. Now, I did not notice, I was so, I guess, captivated by his looks that I didn't even notice his location on his page said like the DMV. I didn't even notice that until he wrote me and we started talking back and forth. He was very upfront and told me that he lived in Maryland. And I'm just like, well, dang, well, do you plan to move to Atlanta? Because I'm not understanding why you switched your location to Atlanta.
Yeah, and I told her, yeah, I switched my location just to find a connection. And I was like, if the love is strong enough, I will move.
He did say that. So that left the door open for me because as long as you open to moving to my city, then okay, I'm open to it. But if it was just on some like, no, we would just be long distance, then not. It wouldn't work for me. But when he said that, that made me look happy. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, we can start, talking and see where this goes type of thing. And I never forget this, the conversation started December 31st, New Year's Eve of 2020. That's when we virtually met, right? On the app. So
yeah, and I remember the time. I think I was with my family at the time. It was New Year's Eve. I think I was in the basement or something, and we did. Did we do a FaceTime?
No, not the day
On the
that we
8th?
met. Not that same day.
Oh, okay. Well, eventually we did FaceTime, and when I seen her for the first time, I was like, wow, this beautiful woman is not no catfish for sure. Because we did FaceTime on the actual app, which was nice because if she wasn't looking like how her pictures was, I wasn't gonna mess with her.
Oh my goodness, of course. And I was worried about that with him too, like making sure. That's why we FaceTime, I think, pretty soon, like after we connected, because catfishers, if that's like a
Catfishers?
yes, catfishers. I just made it up. I don't know if it's a real term, but the people who like to catfish, it's a real thing. So of course you want to FaceTime to make sure, like, okay, you are who your pictures show. So when I saw that, everything was good to go, and the conversation was just like seamless from the jump. Like what really intrigued me, and like not intrigued me, I was intrigued by him.
Yeah.
Because he was not asking these like random or like just the basic questions of like, okay, what do you do? What's your favorite color? What do you like to do for fun? Like all those boring questions that everybody asks when you first meet. It's just like, ugh, it's just annoying. I hate to get to know you stage.
Yeah.
He wasn't asking questions like that. It was like deeper level questions that actually like made me think. So I was like, okay, like.
I mean, the conversation flowed very well. I think one of the reasons why it flowed so well is because we're in separate locations where I had never been to Atlanta. So asking her, you know, what's popping in Atlanta? Like, what are some of the things that get you out? You know, and she told me about this Ferris wheel that she'd never been to. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. And I looked it up. It's real nice, you know. So I was like, one of these days I'm gonna have to plan a date with her. I'm gonna have to travel over to see her, take her to this Ferris wheel, and I wanted to know everything about her diet restrictions because nowadays everybody is on health conscious. They're probably a vegan, vegetarian. So I just want to ask her, like, hey, you know, what is your diet restriction? She's beginning her journey as a vegan, but she's been vegetarian for a while.
I've been vegetarian
Mm-hmm.
for years, probably like what, I'll be losing count. I think it's like 7 or 8 years at this point that I've been vegetarian, but I've always like been back and forth with like the vegan, vegetarian route, but strictly vegetarian, but just back and forth with the vegan. So of course that came up in conversation. So when he found that out, and mind you, he talked about how he was planning to take me to the Ferris wheel, he didn't verbalize that to me. Like I'm just like expressing to him like, okay, what's in the city? Like, oh, we have this Ferris wheel here that I had never been to, but I would love to go there, blah, blah, blah. And then when it came to the conversation of, well, when do you think we should meet in person, right? Of course, that conversation has to come up when you are connecting virtually at first. So we decided when we were gonna like meet in person, when he was gonna come to Atlanta to visit me and, meet in person or whatever. But when he told me his plan, like we picked the weekend and then he expressed to me the date, like he planned out the date. He didn't ask me, hey, okay, well, should we go here or should we go there? This man who is not even from Atlanta, not even familiar with the city like that, used resources, Google, of course, and planned the date to the T. He hit me on some, okay, so this is the plan. On Friday, we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then Saturday, we're gonna do this. Like, he planned it completely out.
Yes.
And I was so impressed. At the time, I didn't say this to him because, of course, we just meeting. But I called my best friend, Tanique, and I was like, girl, I found my husband. Like, literally, I kid you not. I told my best friend, I found my husband after that happened because I was so, like, just blown away that he actually went the extra mile of, like, booking everything without even asking me, the person who's, like, from the city and familiar with it. He used his own resources to plan the whole date because I was familiar with, at the time, these guys would be hitting me on some, well, what do you want to do? Like I'm supposed to plan the date. And it's such a turn off. Like, I'm old school when it comes to like courting and a relationship. I feel like the man is supposed to court the woman. So if you're trying to take me on a date, you plan the date and let me know the time and place, and I'll let you know if it fits my schedule type of thing. So when he came on some like he planned everything and wasn't asking me stupid questions like, well, what do you want to do? Like I was like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And ladies, I just want you to know that is not controlling. Okay, that is not controlling. Be planning out absolutely
Well,
everything.
I don't think any
and
ladies
so-
gonna think that's controlling. I think most ladies will think like me, impressed because, well, I just feel like most ladies want a man initially. Like, mind you, we're just dating. Like, it's not like you're already in a relationship. Like, we're just getting to know each other, meeting for the first time. So I feel like it is the man's job to plan the date and
Yeah,
take the woman
definitely
out
old
on
school.
the date. Yeah, straight old school traditional. I'm all for that.
You
so,
can never go wrong with old school.
no.
Never go wrong. And planning a date is all up to the man. First dates,
Yes.
second dates are always up to the man. So ladies, if your man or you met a man for the first time and he's not planning your date, well, you kind of need to look at him sideways.
For real. And that's how like I said, I was just coming from. Before him, I would meet these guys and they would be asking me those stupid questions like they're like, I'm supposed to plan a date. And guess what? I end up just ghosting them, like never replying because I was just turned completely off. So fast forward, he comes. Oh, and let me just point this out. This is another thing that he got major points for when we first met. Because of course, he's coming from Maryland into my city to see me, right? And take me out. But he did not try to stay with me. Right.
Oh, that was number one. Because, first of all, I treat every woman with respect, right? I don't want to just, put her in a situation like, oh, you staying with me? Like, that's weird and crazy. So, first initial thing is to get my own hotel.
Yes. And I was very appreciative of that because I feel like a lot of guys would have naturally, like, since at this point, we have been talking every single day, multiple times a day. Like, since the day we met, we have been pretty much inseparable since then. So, when we connected virtually, it was like we just started talking every day, get to know each other, FaceTime, all of that. So, we pretty much were dating, but not exclusive yet, of course, but like dating, long distance, just over the phone. And then when it came to us, decided to meet in person, which was like within the month of us, like, meeting virtually. Because we didn't wait super long before we met in person. It was like a month later when we decided to meet in person. So for him to go ahead without me having to tell him, hey, you need to book a hotel here when you come, he did it on his own and told me, okay, this is the hotel I'm staying at. And I was just like, yes, major points. Because if he was to ask to stay with me, the answer would have been no. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he didn't even try, he knew automatically to book a hotel on his own, major points.
Yeah, I just feel like she picked me up from the airport.
Yeah,
first initial connection, I was like, wow, she is definitely my type. She has good energy. So continue on to the night. I took her to this spot called Recess. Is Recess still open?
It's weird because it was a restaurant Recess. This is, of course, early 2021 where COVID time was still happening. So the Recess had combined with one of the other restaurants nearby.
Okay.
So I think now they're broken apart again or separate restaurants again. So it's a little different. But at the time, it was combined with, I don't even remember the other restaurant name.
Yeah.
But it was like two restaurants in one.
Yeah.
And it had major like vegetarian, vegan options though. Restaurant that I never even heard of. And the food was super good.
Yeah. But the one thing that really captured me that night was her outfit. I cannot forget her outfit. She had on these black heels with the burgundy red bodysuit with the leather jacket with the fur on it.
Well, we should insert a picture because we got a picture from our first date.
I was like, damn, she coming correct. And I should have known because she had her own online boutique. So I was like, yeah, she's about that fashion. She's about that life. So I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it.
Yes, and he was very handsome too. Like, my whole thing was, I was super nervous meeting him in person because, like I said, we have been inseparable since we connected on the app. But in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, we get along and vibe really well over the phone. What if the energy is not the same in person? Like, what if the connection just isn't the same once we're in person with one another? So that was a concern of mine in the back of my mind. I was like, I hope it is. I was just hoping and praying like, hopefully it goes well. But luckily, when we met in person, the energy was, it just magnified. It's like
Yeah,
even better with us being in person. It was not awkward or nothing. It kind of just continued to flow smoothly, really, really well.
Yeah, it felt like we was already boyfriend, girlfriend in for a very long time. It just felt like natural. Just
Yeah.
let it just flow. And then I remember our first kiss on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And this is crazy because I've never been to Atlanta and I've never been to this Ferris wheel. But when I seen that it had like a VIP section thing, and I think during the time it was really cold too.
Yeah, it was winter. It was cold.
Yeah, so it had like a heater, then you have like a little spot where you go and you know stand in line with other people.
You wait like behind. They bring you like some water and little snacks and stuff. I was like, okay, he put the VIP, y'all.
Yeah, I had to. I had to. Dealing with her and her caliber, I was like, okay, I had to come up with all the stops. So we got to the highest part of the Ferris wheel, and then I was like, damn. And I was like, can I kiss you?
I know, he was such a gentleman, y'all. He
Can I
asked
kiss you?
me.
I was like, oh my God. I felt like a nerd. I'm not gonna lie.
And I was like, yeah, kiss me then. And I think those were my exact words, kiss me then.
Yes,
You know,
it
because
was.
like I said, at this point, we went to dinner first, and then after dinner was the Ferris wheel. And again, that's why I called my best friend. I was like, I found my husband, and I was so happy because of the fact that he planned our first date with a vegetarian-friendly restaurant, right? Not only the vegetarian-friendly restaurant, but the Ferris wheel, which I had previously expressed to him how I had never been to the Ferris wheel, but always wanted to go, right? So that just showed me that he really paid attention to what I said and was listening to me and really wanted to like make me happy and took heed to what I was telling him, right? So I was very impressed by that. And the date was just like the best first date you could imagine, for real, for real.
Yeah, I love that moment. Wish I could experience it again.
So yeah, that was the first date, right? So after that happened, we just like he was only here for the weekend, right? Oh, the same weekend that we met. Now he has a cousin who lives here in Atlanta, right?
Shout out to Emmanuel.
Yes.
Nana. I see you.
Oh my God. So while he was here, of course, he hit up his cousin because he's in town. So he hit his cousin up to hang out with his cousin too. So the same weekend I met him first in person, I met some of his family because we ended up going to his cousin's house because he hadn't seen Emmanuel like in a while, right? Before then.
Yeah, years.
Yeah, it had been years since he had seen his cousin Emmanuel. So we went over there and spent some time with them, like went out to like this restaurant for desserts. And it was just a really nice weekend. So I'm like, oh, and it didn't even seem awkward or odd for me because, like, if you think about it, it's kind of like weird. Like, damn, first date, you meet his family. But at the time, it did not feel weird or awkward at all. It would just flowed really, really nice. His family was really nice, and it flowed. Oh, baby girl waking up, y'all.
And this is the result of our love. Yeah, we got a little beautiful baby girl.
Yes, she might go back to sleep. We'll see if she lets finish the video. But so yeah, it was really, really nice that, you know, the weekend just flowed nicely, met some of his family, and then he, of course, went back home to Maryland, and I stayed in Atlanta, and we just continued to date, talk every day, FaceTime every day, continue to get to know one another, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it was that journey was kind of quite difficult because we weren't in the same state, so it was like, you know, connect when we can, pretty much text, FaceTime, call, whatever have you, and then of course we went back and forth. So I went to go see her in Atlanta, and then she came to go and come see me in the DMV, which was pretty nice. I think we had a really, really good time when she came to the DMV. I had took her. I took you to the mall. Remember we got rained on?
Yeah, we did.
But that was kind of romantic. That was like a romantic movie. You know how, you know, in the romantic movies you get rained on. Oh, I love you. In the rain. Yeah, we did that.
I don't know, at that point, have we even said I love you?
No. We didn't say
yeah,
that.
I don't think we had.
But I was feeling it. It's something about the feeling.
Oh, but he hadn't expressed it to me just yet.
Of course not. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, we can't do it right away. Okay, we can't say I love you right away. We just have to just feel it. around.
Okay, so, but I was definitely feeling him. Like, we were both feeling each other really, really hard. And we definitely, once we met, and of course, like, we didn't live in the same city, but we never let, like, more than a month go by without seeing each other. So pretty much, although we were long distance, we saw each other every month. So, like, he was flying down here, I went up there, but mostly he would come down to see me. And it just flowed naturally until he decided he wanted to make me exclusive and exclusively see one another.
Well, that's for a different story. That's a cliffhanger right there.
Okay, so we'll just end it there.
That's a cliffhanger.
We'll end it there for episode 1. That's pretty much the story of how we met. Shout out to Hinge, okay?
Yes. Shout out to Hinge. Yeah.
Because we would not be here.
I'm like, wow.
Without Hinge. Like, I don't know, I hear bad things about it now, but back then, like, it really, really worked out for us.
Yeah, it definitely worked out for us. And I love to see this beautiful face every day.
Now you're trying to make me blush, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I just let him.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that's all for episode 1, y'all. So tune in until next week. We're gonna be back with a new episode, episode 2 of what's episode 2 about, baby?
The Move. So the move is going to be about my transition from the DMV to Atlanta and how all the little challenges that I had faced doing this move. So
yes,
stay tuned for that.
From long distance to
short,
like
distance,
regular relationship together all the time.
Well, not together all the time because there was a little period where we was still back and forth. So
okay, we can't give it all now.
Okay, dang.
So that's it for now, y'all. Until episode 2, thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
See y'all next time.
Peace.